Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akakodash. That belongs to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, which you well. Salutations to the hopeful elect out there, man. You brothers that do this thing in the utmost truth and sincerity. Hey, we're the brothers of Great Millstone. The Most High graces again to give you brothers another week of edification. And this week's topic, hey, man, we're just going to be going to the Spirit, speaking on humility, man.
Good. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27. But I keep under my body and bring it into subjection.
Yeah, let's read up a little bit. Maybe like 23, 24.
I'm going to go up a little bit, okay. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 24.
Yeah, I believe the apostle goes into the boxing.
It says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all but one receiveth the prize?
Yeah, because this thing, pursuant to the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, is likened onto a race. You know, he that may run that readeth it.
Okay. It's not but the swift either.
Yeah, and it's a race, and it's not for the swift. That statement alone lets you know that it's talking about the truth, because an actual race is to the swift. Like the most swiftest person is going to win the race. But this particular race is saying it's not given to the swift, meaning, a guy that comes in this thing and try to race and know everything and know the most and go full speed, if you will, in terms of accumulating knowledge and stuff like that. That doesn't necessarily mean you have the elect, because the elect is going to get the prize.
Okay. It says, I'm going to read it again. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27. No, verse 24. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain.
Yeah, so you got to run. You can't be stagnant, you know what I'm saying? And this is a long distance marathon, but even if you look at a long distance marathon, they're still moving at a, they're not walking the marathon. They're actually running the marathon. They're not a full-out sprint like a 100-meter dash on some Usain Bolt shit, but they're still moving at a moderate pace, man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So we got it. Same thing with the, from the apostles and elders on down, leading by example. They out here in the cold just as we are. They out putting out shows consistently,
It says, verse 25, 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25. And every man that striveth for the mastery and is temperate in all things.
Yeah, meaning balance, all right? So the Apostle Paul is comparing the actual races and the Olympians and the things that they do. They're balanced, So, like you see certain athletes, they might love to deal with a whole bunch of women, but when it's boxing match time, I'm not going to deal with women. You got to be tempered. You got to control those lusts and emotions. So it's the same thing with this spiritual battle. You got to be balanced in all things. Which, balance is wisdom ultimately.
All right, and going back to the boxers, man, you had Mike Tyson. He said that he didn't have sex for 6 to 8 months when he was preparing for a fight. So he had a bunch of built up testosterone in him, man.
But then he fucked up when he fought Buster Douglas, because he was fucking damn near the night elder fight. Like, the night before the fight was just he was just not,
But he said he wasn't disciplined. He started having sex and sniffing coke and doing certain things that he normally never did.
He went in that fight with gonorrhea. That's his own words.
Yeah. He was taking medication for gonorrhea because he had caught some kind of shit fucking with them nasty bitches. That's what it is when you go to strip clubs and start sniffing coke and doing things that you normally don't do. That's what happens, man. And
the same thing could be parallel to the truth, man. It's very easy to slip up, man. You know how like they say one drink leads to the next, whatever. One little worldly thing could start to build up. So you always got to come back, examine yourself, and look in that mirror like, damn, Lord, am I being too worldly right now? Am I neglecting you?
Every night I praise to the Lord that He pour His Spirit upon my flesh, and I beg Him not to take me out of this truth, man, because this is all I have, man. And I beg to the Most High that I'm a part of the elect, man. If I'm a part of the elect, please pour Your Spirit upon my flesh, man. Just
mercy.
Have mercy upon me, Because, hey, man, we living in a time where all hell is about to break loose. And look what the stock market is doing, man. And people they have not a clue. I know I'm not trying to go off the topic, but they have not a clue what's going on, man. And it's scary that, that the stock market, to me, it's not scary, but the stock market declined 800 points one day, 600 points another day, 400 points this day. For this whole week, man, the stock market has been down. And nobody is taking it to heart. Everybody's in that Christmas spirit. That pagan festival have a spirit on it, man. And they tell you got to be in the spirit of Christmas. I ain't got to be in shit. And everybody's in that mirth spirit, man. But hey, we in the time of being circumspect and watching for the prosperity to come to pass, man.
Well, we're dealing with humility right now, but the opposite of humility is what? Pride. And this nation is proud, man.
And you got a lot of men that's a part of this truth that's claimed to be Israelites. They proud as hell, man. And they don't want to, come off their pride, man. And that's going to lead to their destruction. They say things, they go off, or they say things, but for pride's sakes, and for they, and for not being humble, they continue on with their madness, and they wax worse and worse and worse. But I'm gonna get back into these scriptures. 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 25. And every man that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown.
What's that corruptible crown? A gold medal, Super Bowl ring, NBA Finals rings. Those things are corruptible because them shit's gonna get taken in 8 times. You can go bankrupt any minute, gotta sell that shit.
That's right.
But this thing right here, it's incorruptible, which is what Solomon asked the Most High for in a dream. He asked for an incorruptible thing, which is wisdom. And what came with it, of course, many corruptible things, such as the riches and all that, which ultimately goes away.
That's right. He says, but we, an incorruptible. That we is talking about the 1/3. Slocky.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, brother.
That we is talking about the 1/3, the 144,000, the first fruits of the sons of Israel. That's going to be joint heirs with Yahweh Shah, man, ruling in the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, bro, just it's about being humble and temperate and not going off, man, and being proud about it even, man. It says.
Knowledge puffeth up, man. You come in this thing, it's easy to get puffed up because it's very new to you. It's easy to get you gassed up, but you gotta always push the brakes.
Okay. And it's verse 20, 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 26. I therefore so run not as uncertainty, so fight I not as one that beateth the air.
Yeah, that's going into them boxers, because they had them boxers back then. So he's not fighting as one that beat the air, right?
He's fighting for that crown, man. He's fighting for immortality. He's fighting for the kingdom. He's fighting to be a part of the elect, man. He's doing what he has to do. Mm-hmm. It says, verse 27, but I keep under my body, and I bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, while I have preached to others,
you gotta keep your body in subjection, man. All right, you gotta control your flesh. You gotta control that demon of pride. You know what I'm saying?
It's not gonna come with this truth, because the higher you get up in this truth and this stand of ours, man, the more demons, the high level demons come and attack you, man. They start plaguing your mind. You know what I'm saying? You could be just saying one thing, and then you get a slip of the tongue and say it that's make you say something else. That's dealing with them spirits, man. Them spirits are strong, especially when you start, like I said, when you start rising up in this truth and this stand of ours, man. Them powerful spirits gonna come at you, man. And them spirits will come attack you, do your family. So it says back in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 27, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest by any means, when I have preached unto others, I myself should be a castaway. Meaning, that's some deep stuff there, man. Meaning the danger you're preaching to these guys, everything you preaching, you prophesize against yourself, man. You don't want to do that, man. You don't want that to happen,
How many times you done seen videos of a dude chopped up? 1 minute he's in the truth, he's saying some shit like, you motherfuckers that's in the clubs, getting caught up with these hoes, smoking blunts. Next thing you know, there's a photo release of that nigga smoking a blunt. He's back in the world. So, and that was based on a true story, if you will.
Yeah, man.
But that's real life shit I just gave y'all, man. That shit didn't happen.
Yep. You see a picture of a dude sitting on a car and shit with his feet propped up with some Jordans on and in a Jordan suit smoking a blunt.
Yeah, Jordan suit. Yeah.
You saw that, right? You saw that?
Hint.
That was a big hint, brother.
Nah, fuck it, Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, he leaned back on the car. I don't know what kind of car. I forgot what kind of car it was, but he leaned up on the car. Him and some other dude, and they smoking the blunt, man. He got on a Jordan suit with some Jordans, back in the totally in the world with a shape up, line up, and everything.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Oh, you seen that video? You seen that picture too? Then? Yeah. You the one who showed me. I thought it was Shaman, but it was Shamar. It was you that showed me that.
That's wild, man. But you know what? It really is not wild because this is prophesied in the scriptures, and we've seen it in the scriptures. You know, the apostle. I'm pretty sure if you hit the TSK, there's another one in the one in 1 Corinthians.
Mm-hmm.
Hit the TSK real quick.
It's 1 Corinthians. Right now, I'm on 1 Corinthians.
No, there's another one in TSK real quick.
TSK.
No.
John Gill.
No, yeah, TSK.
This is TSK. Right,
Where's
TSK.
Okay. Well, there's a lot of them.
It's a lot of precepts. You know what I'm saying? Castaway. Jeremiah 16:30. 6:30.
Can you go to 2 Timothy chapter
2 verse 22?
Second,
let's go to it. Flee also youthful lust.
No, there's one in 2 Timothy where it talks about the cares of this life.
Right.
It might be in that TSK option if you hit back.
All right. 2 Timothy
chapter 2 verse 3. Is that one option?
2 Timothy chapter 2 verse. Let me see.
2 verse 4. 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 4. You give that a look, brother.
I'm gonna go 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 4.
Yeah. It speaks about the cares of this life.
2 Timothy 2 verse 4.
Yeah, it's the same thing that's talking about endure hardness.
There's a good shows. Okay. There's no man warrior for.
Oh, beautiful. That's it. Yep.
This is 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 4.
Yep.
No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life.
Yeah, no man that warreth, and we're at war right now. Spiritual war, all right? So-called white man, 2/3, spiritual demon, Satan. It says no man that warreth, go ahead.
It says, all right, no man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life.
And I was in that movie, I can't remember, the Vietnam movie. Shit.
That was some dead presidents.
Dead presidents. When he was in war, he's like, listen, man, I can't be thinking about my fucking family and this, that, and the third right now. We at war.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same mindset in this thing, man. All right. If you put in your family or whatever it might be, your job, whatever the fuck it might be, things of this life before this truth, you ain't fit for this thing. Period. Point blank. Period, man. This thing should be a sole priority first and foremost, and every other thing else, you just pretty much living your life.
That's right.
But these niggas, like again, that went back into the world, succeeded back into the world, different things started popping up on their minds, such as the buns, Instagram, the Jordans. Things that really are corruptible things. Things that is fucking
Because
vanity of life.
he never was really a part of this thing of ours, man. He just was a pretender. He was just someone that he was an imposter. He crept in unawares, like it says in the book of Jude. So, therefore, the cares of this world suck, just like that parable that Yahweh Shah spoke about the season of wayside.
The thorns,
and how the thorns choked them, and the cares of this world just
8.
choked the scriptures out of him, totally took the truth from him, man.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's back in the world, going to clubs, going to strip clubs.
Where he belongs.
Doing what he's doing, smoking blunts. Hey, man.
Because if you belong in this truth, you're going to stay in this truth.
That's right.
That's it.
And if it's your lot to be in this truth, if the Most High ordained you to be in this truth, now I don't care how much you try to run from it. I don't care how much you try to avoid it. You're going to come to you. You're going to be in your lot, man. And like it says in the end time, we're going to stand in our lot. Hey, this is our lot to be prophets unto the Most High, and to teach this world, and condemn 2/3 and the rest of the nations, and bringing together the hopeful elect. Hey, that's our lot, man. We're going to continue doing what we're doing, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Most High is always going to work out a way that you can continue to do this truth.
That's right, man.
Because if he wants you, man. But if you not, speaking on that guy, that nigga, you got a chance to repent, and you get kicked out of camp. The first thing in your mind is a strip club. Then that shows what you care about the life. You're not thinking about, damn, I should fast. I think I kicked out the camp. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Hey, man, you should be feeling, if you get kicked out of the camp or suspended, you should be feeling hella low, man. You should be humble and feeling some kind of way about yourself. You know what I'm saying? And looking in the mirror and examining yourself. Why this happened to me? Dear Lord, please, if it's so, man, please let me have mercy upon me. Bring me back in the camp. You know what I'm saying? Whatever I've done, try to repent. Not try to repent. Fast, pray. if we be a part of the elect. But if you're not a part of the elect, I don't care what you do, man. I don't care what you do. You can fast for, you know, from here to Sunday. If you're not a part of the elect, hey man, everything is in vain, man. That's why the Most High kicked you out.
And you can't be weak too, man. When shit like that happen, you can't be weak and full. Cause yeah, we gonna give another account, man. You know, this one guy, you know, the Lord's not dealing with me. The Lord ain't dealing with me. And just gave the fuck up and went back in the world, man. So, well, in a war, sir, you gotta fight in a war, man. Yeah, so sometimes the Most High might put little stumbling blocks for you, man. But you know what, man? You just gotta keep fighting. You can't just, lay over and fold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you can't give up.
Facts.
Giving up, man, that means that, if you give up and I'm saying this truth, that means that it was never in you to keep on fighting. Because why would you give up, man? Knowing that we so close. If you are being circumspect and observing the times and measuring the times, like it says in 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter, the 1st verse on down, then you know that the Most High is beginning to visit the world which He made. Look what's going on in Europe and in France. Look what's going on in Greece, Venezuela, Pakistan. I mean, not Pakistan. Brazil. Look what's going on, man.
Qatar just left OPEC.
Come, man. There's a lot of shit going down, man. There's a lot of shit going down right now, man. So it's not no time. There's no room to become weak and to fall out, man. And be faint-hearted, man. I pray to the Most High strengthen me every day in this truth, man.
You gotta do that.
That's right.
I pray to the Most High, man.
That's right.
Humbly and asking, because prayer means to beg. So when you pray to the Most High and constantly pray to Him and beg Him to pour His Spirit upon you, hey man, to build you up in this truth,
Fucking diminishes, man.
to give you more precepts. You know what I'm saying? More revelation and more precepts. You begging the Most High, man.
Mm-hmm.
To feed your spirit, and that's what you got to do, man. Can't give up. So we read it back in 2 Timothy chapter 2 verse 4. No man that warreth entangle himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please Him who have chosen him to be a soldier. Who is Him who have chosen you to be a soldier? Yahweh Yahweh Shah. So the way you please the Most High is going out to the highways and the byways, in season, out of season. It was brick as hell today, man. We out there, man. And I'm underdressed because I underestimated the weather. Guess what, man? But guess what? It happens, and I didn't clam up. I'm going home. I can't take this. What I do? I stood out there. Did what I had to do. Now when I go home, hey, Lord willing, the Spirit get on me, I'm gonna do a video.
Hey man, you gotta stop with this spiritual power stuff, man. Yeah, y'all getting there too quick.
And soldier means solitary, man.
Come on,
so
man.
There's times you gonna have to be, on alone.
Just transport a little
But
bit.
you gotta have that mindset, like, listen, man. Certain shit's just gonna happen. Hey, man, the Most High might,
What's up?
You gotta be able to be alone by yourself sometimes too, man. I know you got the brotherhood, all right. But soldiers, sometimes you need some time away from your family, your so-called family, man.
Yeah, right.
And delve in the scriptures, man.
That's right.
We up the block a little bit further.
Yeah, man. So that was it right there in 1 Timothy, 2 Timothy.
Give me
TSK that real quick.
Yeah.
And then the TSK, I believe one of the ones they got is Luke 8. Should have Luke 8. Them brothers.
Luke 8.
They got a chariot or something?
Luke 9.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Luke 9. It's
Luke 9?
Luke 8, 8:14.
Yeah, you gonna get that. Luke 8,
It's Luke chapter 8, verse 14.
We have mentioned this.
And that which fell among thorns are they which when they have heard go forth, and are choked with the cares and the riches and the pleasures of this life, man.
You see that? That's the spirit, bro. Because we started with humility, but the Most High want this side. That means, hey, bro, we saying it, but we also examine ourselves too. Like, we don't want that to happen, man.
It's terrible, man. It's scary.
Yeah, it's scary, man. It's a scary thing to fall into the hands of the Most High, and the Most High just judge you and take this truth from you and have you a bug out. Like, you got certain camps, you got certain dudes that was a part of this thing of ours, man. They bugging up, man. Nowadays, it's this crazy shit, man. That the Vatican, I'm saying,
oh man, that's yeah. Go ahead.
America is not Babylon, it's the Vatican City. I mean, come on, man. You gotta have a reprobate mind.
Those guys, they don't go out like that no more. I'm gonna check the channel out.
Yeah, they chilled.
But they chilled out going out. I think they just doing a radio show now.
Radio show.
Yeah, they just doing radio bullshit. Yeah,
Brother, that's how it always is, man. And that's always in my mind. Like when niggas break off from the apostles because they don't want. This is discipline. It's a straight up discipline. Like now I could go out when I want to go out, and then
I can get shape ups.
I get shit. You can do whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? You're not under any type of rule. It's like, you know, this. Honestly, that's why you move out your crib, your parents' crib, so you could, you know, now you're under your own
more freedom.
Yeah, you're under your own supervision. So it's the same thing with these niggas. But you know, the scriptures speak about liberty. Our liberty ain't good, man.
Yeah.
You know, you start doing whatever the fuck you want to do, then you're gonna be ending up just like these niggas, going out whatever you want, doing podcasts, just because you don't want to deal with the hardness.
And then slowly but surely, the Most High start taking from you, picking.
Yeah.
You start poking holes in your, you know what I'm saying, poking holes in you. Never you know all that, everything you've learned, you start leaking, you start dripping. Yeah, leaking all the oil start falling out of you, you know what I'm saying? The Most High poke a hole in you right here, a little oil fall out. The next you know, the Most High poke a bigger hole in you, and more oil start falling out, man.
Hey brother, it's that parable. Well, it's not a parable. It's actually in the law, Deuteronomy 21st chapter, about a disobedient son. How you stone his ass to death. And that's what happens to them spiritually, because if somebody's stoning you to death, the first stone ain't gonna kill you.
Nope.
But as you slowly getting belligerent or rapidly getting belligerent, you know, you losing more and more life bars of more and more consciousness. And you guys were disobedient children. You were lazy. You didn't want to listen to your parents. You didn't want to put in work. So you getting stoned spiritually, man. All right, until eventually you're gonna be dead. Pursuant to the book of what? Proverbs 21:16. You know?
You gotta know this, man. You know, hey, bro, this is very serious what we into. You know what I'm saying? So you start going off and disobeying your spiritual parents, the Most High's gonna deal with you. The Most High, first and foremost, I start taking this truth from you, His knowledge from you. Slowly but surely, you become a reprobate, man. And you know, and then, hey, man, you didn't count the cost, man. You didn't count the cost, and now you out of here. And I don't want that to happen to me, man. I pray to the Lord that don't happen to me, man. You know. Every man, you know, hey, man, they go through what they go through in this stand of ours, man. But, hey, you got to come out on top, man. If the Most High, if you're a part of the elect, then you're going to keep doing what you got to do, man. You know? You just got to pray, man, and fast, man. You know what? Like I said, man, when you get bumped up or when the Most High elevates you or whatever the case may be, man, you get the greater you are in this truth, man, the more humble yourself. And not only that, because you got these spirits, man, that fuck with your mind, man. You know, start making you, you know, especially that pride demon. You don't want that pride demon to jump on you, man. Or that I know everything type demon, man, where you try to reprove.
Or I got a new revelation demon.
Yeah, man, you don't want that to come on you, know what I'm saying? Because if you didn't hear from the apostles, man, don't start mentioning some shit you never, that you trying to, you know what I mean?
Or rather, if you get a revelation, you know, filter it. What do the apostles? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because brothers could bump into something in the scriptures. But don't go AWOL and just supersede the order and this is fact. Nah, man.
You gotta ask
sometimes
the
demons
apostles.
could tell you things, and sometimes the angels could whisper in your ear. So you gotta use men of understanding, men that been through things, and you know, filter it to them.
Yeah, it's a scripture in Book of Kings where the Most High was holding counsel with the left hand and the right hand, and there was a lying spirit that went and deceived Ahab, man. You know, so that same lying spirit could come deceive you, man.
Deceive his prophets.
Deceive his prophets, you know what I'm saying?
Lying spirit in the mouth of his prophets.
Yeah, come. That lying spirit could be, I mean, it could be a deceitful, it could be a false breakdown, man, or false revelation that you don't, that you think you received, that you got it from the Most High, but now it's a demon or spirit on the left hand side that gave you that revelation. You know what I'm saying? You can go off, so you can get whatever's going to happen to you, man. The deceived and the deceiver are the Most Highs, man. Always remember that, brothers. So you're being deceived because the Most High wants you to be deceived. And people that's being deceived and the one that's doing the deceiving, hey, man, everybody's gonna be judged for what they do, man. Even those that's out there pushing that deceitful word, man. Like Nate and all the rest of them brothers, man.
You close us out, Doc.
Hey, so with that, man. we gonna close it out. We gonna give all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Bakak, Wadash, and double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone. And salutation you Akim out there. Until next week, Lord willing, to the next show, Shalom.
Shalom.
It's good.